and information. And that's one thing that we note, that with the capital market, there are not a lot of experts out there that are putting out information for people to make informed decisions. So within M-Pesa, what we've done is we've engaged with the CDSC, we've engaged with the Nairobi Stock Exchange to be able to demystify this to all 32 million customers in Kenya. And in each market, we're doing the same thing. And the reason behind that is our experience in mobile payments has taught us that if customers are fully aware, if customers have transparency of information, then they're willing to move towards a particular situation. The consumer education has to come first. So we've worked with not just the stock exchanges, we've also worked with the government to be able to launch, for example, the Hustler bond, which is basically a reintroduction of what we used to call Emakiba before that. And the objective of this is to leverage on the various capabilities that we have in place, the customer base we have, but we also, like I said, strategically aligned. And we heard from the president this morning, we are strategically looking to see how can we bring capital in to support growth. And since we are primed to do that, and we do this across multiple products, we do find a test bed. More often than not, you'll find it's Kenya, but we rapidly evolve towards launching in all subsequent markets. We recently launched M-Pesa in Ethiopia, and the Ethiopian government has been very close to us in looking at how do we digitize payments beyond just send money and pay merchants. Have we bring in government services? How do we bring in investment services into that particular ecosystem? So we have built the ecosystem, and what I'm hoping comes out from today is all the different representatives from the different stock exchanges can sit down and look at how do we partner together with M-Pesa to be able to drive solutions, starting with information, right? Transparency, and then finally being able to bring in a new wave of investors into the various stock exchanges across Africa.
All right. Thank you. So just following on what you have mentioned about, information, and also just about, the stock exchange structures and everything. So this question goes to you, Bert. How do stock exchanges, I think there has been a lot that has been mentioned also about security, cyber security and regulations around this. So we do understand that even just with the AELP, there have been a lot of discussions about regulations, about, access to the data, trading data, and even just going beyond the technical aspect of it. So as a member first of the African Exchanges Linkage Project, and also as a representative from the Casablanca Stock Exchange and other exchanges, how do you envision the digitization around cross-border trading, and also even just for local trading? How do you see that?
Thank you, Lina, for the question. In fact, I think the most important for a stock exchange in his perspective is to build a very strong technology system. At both Casablanca, we have implemented an electronic platform early in 1998, I think, something like that. And since that time, we continue to strengthen our platform to work on putting in place the best standards in terms of information system, in terms of business continuity. It's all that the technology and all the process are very important for giving the confidence to the market that our technology works and works well. After, when you have this strong technology, you have to disseminate it. We produce a lot of information. We collect a lot of information from our clients, investors, but mainly issuers, with all the information publicly published by these issuers. And we have to give the opportunity to all the public, all the investors, to have access to this information. And so we have to be sure that this data we disseminate has been verified and is the real data. So we put a very, we verify and control a lot of what we produce and disseminate. And after, we have to find the channels to disseminate a lot. So we have a website, we have a mobile app, we have different channels to give all the information we produce and we collect. And we have, as all the exchanges, we sell our market data to other, how we call it, diffuser, data vendors. Thank you, data vendors. And when you do all that, it's not enough to develop cross-border. It's enough to give the information to the market, to have their confidence about what you're capable of trading and securing their transactions. But to develop cross-border, you have to go beyond that. And digitalization is very important at this time, because we see the development of a lot of very interesting and well-known trading platform, open to everybody. This year, for example, we have put our market in a TradingView platform. TradingView is 30 million users around the world, but they have only our information. Now it's up to the brokers and the ecosystem to connect also to TradingView and give the opportunity to these users to trade directly from this platform. I think that's the most important thing to do now. It's to try to find partnership with fintech, with the new platforms, and to have a new revolution of our system. We have on the 90s and 2000 a revolution of IT platform. Now we have the revolution of digitalization and perhaps AI coming, but first is digitalization and this big, huge growth of trading access to the information.
All right, thank you. So, and you know, from previous discussions that, especially the previous panel, it was mostly about, you know, the quick action that, you know, the young generation want to, you know, like go to their phone and do everything. And even as I see up here, most of us are using our phones to, you know, like take our notes and everything. So I just want to find out, Monica, in this very fast-moving world, you know, the one question that I get asked every time is, okay, so if I am able to trade in another market, how do I move the money there quickly? How do I get my dividends paid back to me? How do I get the currencies across the continent? And how fast is that process? And again, just highlighting the partnership that we have with PAPS. You know, please just shed a little light on you know, like the transaction costs and the customer experience, and what we do anticipate that PAPS will do both for AELP and also just for cross-border trading in general and the transfer of funds.
All right, so I think I'll start by giving a real example, which we've had on PAPS. So the first stock exchange that we worked with, just to be able to see how it works practically, was with the Nigeria Stock Exchange and the Ghana Stock Exchange. So we had brokers then being able to carry out the trades as they do today, and then we worked together with the settlement banks And what was different was that they were able to pay for a cross-border transaction using their local currency. So that was the first thing. The second was the speed of the transaction. So in engaging ALP as well as the stock exchanges, we understood that the trade cycle today is typically T+3. With PAPS, it's possible to do this payment, and we saw the payments taking place in about 120 seconds, which then also helps to support the ambitions to make the capital market transaction cycle to be T+0. The third was the transaction costs. And typically today, if you're doing a cross-border payment, then the route the transaction takes is a correspondent banking channel, which then means it passes through a number of parties. Sometimes it takes a number of days. But with PAPS, what happened was that they were just two parties, the settlement bank in Ghana, the settlement bank in Nigeria as well. And this allowed us to significantly reduce the cost of transaction, actually to more than half in terms of savings.
All right, thank you. So, yeah, we do appreciate the work that PAPS is doing to ease cross-border trading. And so maybe just because the MC has his paper every time, so I already have my paper, that we're running out of time. So maybe I'll just give everybody 1 minute to, just give your overall thoughts and ideas about the future and what you see. And I think the other question that had been asked previously by Mr. Shiole is, the success of ALP, the success of cross-border trading, and how you envision that this whole process could be easy. Maybe we can start with you, Bird, with just 1 minute of bringing digitization into the success of cross-border trading as a summary.
I think, and I'm convinced that we have the technology, we have the capacity to develop partnership with fintechs and to build a really good system. But I think the most important, it's the business. We have to go back to the business. Where is the business in Africa? Where is the business between our countries? We must develop trading, real business trading between our countries, and then have the stock exchanges be tools used by these businesses to develop. And I think it's the chicken and egg. We can build everything, but without business, we can't do anything. So let's work on business.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that analogy. I think mine is a slightly bit different from chicken and egg. I think most of the time from a technology perspective, engineers, and I was having this conversation with one of my colleagues during the break where I was saying, the days of if you build it, they will come. Those are days of, those are the past, right? We have to leverage on our data, and we have to leverage on value, right? We, and every exchange in this room, and the people we serve, which are the businesses, have a gap. The gap is we're looking for, as a business, I'm looking for capital. As an exchange, I'm looking for people to come into that exchange, right? And offer their capital so that we can capitalize the businesses and be able to move forward, right? And then you have the technology. I think you're absolutely right. The technology is there. I think one thing that we are leading the world is on mobile technology, which has connected everyone. What we're not doing is we're not leveraging on the huge amounts of data that we have in the respective ecosystems, right, to be able to bring in value. And therefore, what we are looking for is, as we engage, is can we use the data we have? Of course, and I'm a big believer that regulatory needs to be there, but regulatory doesn't need to be a gate. Regulatory needs to be a partner in the journey. so that they can understand the type of data that we're holding and how we are going to utilize so that they can put up the right controls for the consumer and ensure that we are offering easy access to the end consumers and bringing value into the whole entire ecosystem.
Great, thank you. Yeah. I agree, yes, we could clap for that.
Well, I completely agree with my the two panelists that with what just they said. I just can repeat that I think that really the technology is there and can help to connect all the people and democratize these markets. I think that I'm very confident that this project that you are running is going to be successful because I do believe that the future is here. So, and I hope that I will be capable, we will be capable to be a facilitator of this success.
Thank you. Thank you. Over to you, Monica.
All right, for me, I look at it in two ways. The first is that I think the future is definitely instant, as we've seen throughout the course of today, the discussions and the demos as well that have been done by the various parties. And the second one is just the ability to be able to bring all the key players together, so being able to collaborate, so that both on the technology side, on the trade side, on the payment side, anybody who wants to invest or who wants to take advantage of the capital markets can do so.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much to the panelists. I think we will take a few questions, one or two questions from the team. But I think, sorry, just to recap, I think, the key takeaways from this is that, yes, so the Pan-African agenda of cross-border trading is possible. And, even with technology, then we need to follow up with the business. And the regulations should not be prohibitive, but that they should be enabling for cross-border trading. So thank you very much. Now, over to you, MC.
Just two questions, please. There's a hand at the back. Any other? Just come in this way. Please don't give background, just straight to the question. Lunch is waiting.
Shadrach Manotti from Kingdom Securities, representing the MD for Kingdom. My question goes to the PABs. The question is on, since the initiation of the Pan-African payment system, what has been the impact on the volatility, especially on the dollar, and maybe other major currencies, the euro and the sterling pound? Thank you.
Excellent question. Any other here? Just checking. I think we only have that question. Very good. Please.
All right. So as I mentioned, for PABs, our key focus is to enable anybody doing payments to do local currencies or to use their local currency. And so doing that in the context of a continent where predominantly USD, euros are the means of doing cross-border payments has been one of the biggest challenges to overcome. So, for instance, we see that when you're doing an exchange between two currencies, then the reference rate is, for example, USD, or it might be euro, depending on where you are. And we've also seen that in the different countries, the dollar has been gaining, especially against the local currencies. So for us, we recognize this reality, but as we do that, we are looking at, in the long term, how do we then move away from having reliance or having to deal with, say, the current volatility of the hard currencies, and then just empowering the African countries to be able to fully use their own currencies. So there are a number of things that we are working on, including working with a basket of African currencies, also looking at the ability to do swaps between local currencies as well, as a long-term measure to deal with the current issues when it comes to the stability of the hard currencies.
I think that's it. Thank you so much. Lina, do we go for lunch or?
No, we have a few more minutes.
No, we don't.
More questions. We were only at question 3, so.
Okay, no worries.
But anyway, yes, thank you very much to the panelists and also to the delegates. I think we may go to lunch.
Thank you. Let's appreciate the panel. Appreciation for that. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's that moment where we go and enjoy our lunch. But just before you leave, very quickly, we have ushers that are giving you the milk cards, and even as you walk out, you'll get that. I have just been reminded that if you did not register at the front desk, I mean, they're just outside, make sure you have done that. I think that's it. So we'll be right back here in 45 minutes. That means by 2:30 max. I've added a few more minutes for the ones who like the third serving. Make sure you're here within that hour. But just before you go, okay, so as the milk cards are coming in, just give us a minute. We want the president to kindly come, join in this photo. We want to take a photo, and we also have some amazing gift hampers courtesy of the ASEA team. There you go. We're going to give you these awards. Just there you go. We have this photo moment. The ushers kindly give in the milk cards very fast so that the delegates can go straight on. If the ushers could kindly do that very fast so that we can save on time. There you go. Photographers, please, if you could kindly take this very fast so that at least we can end. In the meantime, let's look at this one and then we will go to CNN. Right, there you go. Dan. So this is CNN and the other one is BBC. No worries. There you go. There you go. Please receive these awards as well. Mr. President, you're going to hand them to each of the panelists. There you go. There you go. There you go. Very fast. Ushers, kindly, if you could move faster and ensure the milk cards have been given to the people. I need some here at the front as well to ensure we have the milk cards given. There you go. Now let's do one more pose with those particular gift hampers. If you could do that, looking straight at these guys. First, let's all look here. There you go. And then finally, we can look at this one. Yes, this one, because it was on request. There you go. Thank you so much. Panelists, asanteni sana. You may take your seats. Actually, head straight for lunch. Please ensure that you register. We have released you for lunch. If you haven't received your milk card on your way out, you'll be given by the ushers. So kindly. Yes, on your way out, the ushers are waiting with a milk card. Make sure you have a milk card. Thank you. Yes.